I was originally going to avoid the Hardy Boys Undercover Brothers graphic novels, but the advertisements for the first two books lured me in, with promises to explain things that the main series overlooked. Like, how did the Hardy Boys first join ATAC? Why did Aunt Gertrude change her name? What happened to the Hardy girlfriends? This book kind of answers the last question and totally ignores the others. Better than nothing, I guess.
Argo Funk Book Review, Argo Funk Book Review.
After an action sequence where the Hardys save a horse, we get introduced to a day in the life of Frank and Joe. They hang out, they help Dad use a computer, and kiss Mom goodnight. There's also an out-of-place joke where they insult kids today for playing video games instead of reading books from 90 years ago. That was weird. Don't get me wrong, Ozma of Oz is a good book. I just don't think teenagers who play video games complain about how stupid it is for teenagers to play video games. At school, Joe plays basketball, and Frank checks out his girlfriend instead of paying attention in class. Which brings us to the Hardy Boys' girlfriends. As promised, the book explains why Iola, Morton, and Callie aren't in this series. Callie is leaving town to study abroad, while Iola is leaving to audition for American Idol. Yep, that's the official explanation why the girls are not in the Hardy Boys Undercover Brothers series. Callie's in Europe, while Iola is crying her eyes out because everyone hates her singing. Poor Iola. The mystery begins when Chet Morton is arrested for stealing a fancy necklace called the Ocean of Osyria. The government agents have decided he must be guilty. After all, he just put the necklace for sale on eBay. It's pretty obvious that someone hacked Chet's account, but the government would rather believe a high schooler is an international thief than believe a guy whose password is donuts could be vulnerable to hacking. The Hardys escape from the government agents and they fly to Osyria with their girlfriends. They go to the auction site, which confuses me. If this is a physical auction, why did they have an online auction? Why did the government agents go after Chet's online auction instead of going to the physical auction in Osyria? Why did the culprits post the location of their illegal auction online where everyone could see it? At the auction, the Hardys are promptly captured. They trick a guard into telling them where the necklace is, then they escape. The Hardys and their girlfriends recover the necklace for a brief moment when a French villain named Le Peregrine appears. He says the necklace belongs to him since he won the auction. The Hardys are forced to hand over the necklace. The government uses a helicopter to arrest the Hardys for some reason, and they get sent to Paris. It turns out Le Peregrine is holding a masquerade ball tonight. Iola gets them all invited to the party, and the girls start a distraction so the boys can sneak off and explore the mansion. They find the Peregrine, who talks about his plans to resell the necklace. He doesn't talk about his plans to the Hardys, mind you. He talks about his plans to the necklace. Yes, he talks to jewelry. I just wanted to point that out. Joe swings on a rope and steals the necklace. Frank kicks over a monkey statue, which somehow lets them swing from a curtain outside the building, where they escape on motorboats that just happen to be there. The chase ends up at the Eiffel Tower, where the culprits are arrested. We finish at the high school, where everything is back to normal. Chet brags that he won a statue in another auction. Here we go again! The end. Post-book follow-up. Here's the weird thing. This book came out 3 months before the Undercover Brothers series started. In other words, they started the spin-off comics before the main series. Why did they do that? Granted, this book does take place before the main series, but still, that seems like a weird decision. I'll talk about the art style in my next review. Here, let me talk about the action sequences. They look fancy, and they're clearly supposed to be one of the highlights of the book. The problem is they're hard to follow. Like the escape sequence at the end of the book, where they swing on multiple ropes that we haven't seen before to reach motorboats that we haven't seen before. Also, the scene where the Hardys first meet the Peregrine. Their girlfriends drive up and rescue them, even though the girlfriends were there the whole time. I don't know if this is a continuity error, or we're supposed to assume the girlfriend snuck away when no one was looking, only to come back. I think it would work better as a movie, where we get a chance to see all the scenery before our heroes interact with it. Still, it's neat to see movie-like action sequences, as opposed to just reading about them. And I like seeing the Hardy's girlfriends again. It makes me sad knowing this will probably be their last appearance in the Hardy Boys continuity. I give Hardy Boys Undercover Brothers number 1. Wait, they gave the graphic novel series the exact same title as the book series? That's definitely going to lead to confusion and frustrated catalogers. Anyway, I give the book a 4 out of 10.